fucking around doing that.
No, you got there's some good stuff out there. And I just was at Costco and I almost pulled. Costco's now carrying two really, really good ones. They're expensive, but I'd already had like $200 on my card. I'm like, fuck, do I want to spend another $180 on a fucking bottle of tequila? But Don Julio 1942 is amazing. You would drink that. There's no way you drink it any other way than room temperature neat. You'd think you're fucking it up if you did anything to it. It's so good. And then there's this Clase Azul. That I think's a Reposada, but it's so good. So good.
Okay. All right.
We'll get you some.
Tequila's nice in the right setting. It's like bourbon's not always the best choice. Tequila's a good choice.
Basically, what we do down there in Mexico is we'd always have a tequila with our beers. So I might drink a couple beers and just be sipping on that tequila, while you're eating or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was like a little side thing. Yeah, you're not drinking 10 of them in a night.
Yeah, right. What's your tab? $4,000.
I did have one good. When I was down there, I asked the guy, I was like, well, what's your best one you got back there? He's like, this one right here. He said that or the 1942. I'm like, well, I've had the 1942. I'm like, let me try that one. He got me for, I don't know, 30 something bucks for a shot. But I'm like, fuck it. I've never been down here.
If you're gonna, it's not like line them up trying to forget this broad. Line them up. You're not just shooting them to get hammered.
Well, it's like, I could have the $10 one, and you're down there. You're on. I get a per diem, so I'm like, I haven't fucking spent any money this week, really.
Yeah. Well, cool. Where were you at down there?
All over. You just manufactured.
You just got back, right? You just get back?
A couple weeks ago. I was in. Oh no, I guess I was there about a month ago. My daughter and wife were there a couple weeks ago to Cabo, but I was in Mexico City and Monterrey and Torreon, just all big like manufacturing places. Visited, you go down there, and I visited a John Deere factory in Mexico and a couple other big automotive suppliers that bought from me and some that I hope buy from me. So, but I'm telling you, Mexico is fucking boomtown. I got a feeling I'll be there a bit more because, like, we're trying to bring all the stuff back, or at least some of it back from China, all the shit we make over there, and it's not really coming to the U.S. as much as it's going to Mexico.
and they're at record numbers. They're fleeing the country trying to get to us. And we're trying to put the jobs in their country.
All right, guys. It's not a social call. Let's get into the show.
Well, you weren't even on here. What the fuck you?
I've been here 10 minutes.
I heard you.
Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, we're just waiting for you, bro. Go. Let's go.
All right. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. We've got some viewers already live in the show. As always, this is your TBC Weekly live show every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, it's free. First of all, that's one big bonus. Then you get notified whenever we go live, so you can hit us up, check us out. Super chats will get first reading today. Oh, we already got somebody in the chat. I'll get to you one moment. But super chats take precedent. We will stop the show and answer your super chats or just read your super chat. And everybody else falls in line behind the super chats, because super chats support the show, helps us get better equipment, pay for the show, honestly, because this show is not free, and keeps the show going. That's most important. And we appreciate everybody, all of our subscribers, old and new. You guys are the best. And tonight, we're going to get into grading the coaching staff, coach by coach, man to man. we're going to grade each coach, and obviously the head coach, Ryan Day, will grade last. And what else are we doing tonight? Oh, we're going to update a little bit from practice on Friday. Media got some action in there. And got a little bit of recruiting update. This was kind of a scarlet week, I would say, in the recruiting world. We had a nice 3-man commitment this week, and we'll see what happens from there. I'm sure we'll talk about random other things, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the show. Just checking out we got Paul Buckeye already in. He says, "What's up, fellas? Just got home from the James Hospital, hopefully cancer free. Scan is coming soon." Paul, you got 3 fans right here. We should be paying you super chats. Paul, thank you for tuning in, and we do hope you are cancer free. And at least you went to the James, one of the best facilities out there. So all the best to you, my friend. Thank you for coming in.
Thoughts and prayers, Paul.
Let's see. Where should we start up tonight? Let's pull up a stool and pour a drink and talk some Buckeye football. We're going bourbon talk. You guys got bourbon talk? I know you're talking tequila. I guess I'll let you, I'll loosen the strings on the bourbon talk and let you go with a little tequila if you want to give a quick rundown of what you're drinking. Jeff, you said you're drinking rosé tonight?
No,
That's manly of you.
We had some mimosas earlier. Our wonderful sister brought over some orange juice and prosecco this morning. So yeah, I had a bottle of rosé in the fridge. We finished that off, and she left her bottle of prosecco. So I am finishing that off. May get to the bourbon in a minute.
No, Shawn.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. I just opened up a bottle of this Don Julio 70. Nice tequila, mid range, but a nice sipping tequila.
Okay.
I would recommend it.
All right. I'm going
How about you?
off the wall. I'm going off the wall tonight. I got a little Sazerac rye. Highly recommend it. Good luck finding it other than online. If you can find it in a store, I would get it, snatch up as much as you can. It's a Buffalo Trace distillery product, so it's going to be hard to find, as we know with all Buffalo Trace stuff. But we're going to talk about a meetup in Columbus for anybody that wants to show up. We're going to get into that like probably over the summer. We'll end up doing it in August, but I want to get you guys thinking ahead, because as men, we are typically terrible planners, right? So I'm going to start getting into that over the summer. We're not going to get into it right now, but I'm thinking sometime in August before the season gets going, when it might be easier, and people might have more free time. So we'll get into that in the coming months. But let's get into some practice updates. The media was allowed into practice on Friday and got to see some interesting things. I think a lot of stuff, I don't know if it's getting hashed out, but it was a very, very competitive practice. And this is going to be your last real competitive, 11 on 11 before you get to the spring game next Saturday Saturday. For some reason I was thinking Sunday, but anyway, Saturday. And so let's talk a little bit of reaction to what you guys heard and saw. You got injuries like Steel Chambers is on crutches. He's going to have a little procedure on his leg, out till summer. Same with Xavier Johnson on a scooter, out till summer. Mayan is in a yellow non-contact jersey. So obviously they're dialing back the reps for him. Jihad Carter was dressed, but did not participate in team stuff. So just individual. And so they're taking that knee injury he had a couple of weeks ago very seriously and just being maybe overly careful, right? Amari Abor was back. Zen Mahalski was back. He was out last week. Evan Pryor was doing some cutting drills side to side on the side away from just individual stuff, just by himself. And Travion was still doing individual drills. So what do you guys think, Jeff and Shawn? You got from what you heard and saw, anything you took out of that?
I'll go first. Just speaking about the quarterbacks in particular, most of the guys are talking that McCord has maybe moved ahead in a lot of guys' eyes, but they still don't think there's any type of time frame for a decision to be made. But just I think the general opinion I get from some of the guys, they're saying it without saying it. They think, obviously they're kind of saying obviously McCord's slightly ahead right now. Too many. There's a lot of guys that I'm glad they're being extra cautious and smart with these guys that have a little bit of injuries. To have Jihad Carter back dressed at least, even though not participating. If it was a major injury, he wouldn't have been dressed. You're right. So I guess we can take that comfort that it wasn't a major injury where we're losing him for periods of time. So I just hoping everybody stays healthy. They keep it smart with these guys that are nursing some stuff. You hate to lose guys in the spring, but
exactly. Shawn, what do you think? This is really the last competitive big time heavyweight practice. You got a couple practices coming this week, and spring game is not like going to be tackled to the ground. We know it's always like, two-hand touch, slap a guy on the hip kind of shit.
Right.
What do you think? You think things are looking up in any regard? You got the quarterbacks still battling, some receivers showing out. You got Jelani Thurman getting his stripe off, stuff like that.
I think everybody's battling hard. I think I don't think there's a lot of in concrete in some of these spots for these guys at any place. So that secondary, seeing some of those guys, the receivers, outside of the top three, I mean, who's going to be those next three? Xavier Johnson getting dinged. I don't love that. That's but if they're saying he's going to be back for camp, then okay, that's good. Maybe they're just being precautious with Jihad Carter. I'm really surprised he was dressed. But yeah, it must really be nothing that happened to him then. Because
that's what I was saying.
Like Jeff said,
just a minor tweak.
Right. It'd be like, just shut it down for the rest of spring. We're not,
or just sit on the go on a bike the whole time, or whatever. Just be off to the side. But
but some other things that were out there that Hicks was running with when Chambers was out running with the ones. Not a surprise, I don't think, to anybody on this show. I don't know. Shabola getting a bunch of looks on the O-line at tackle spots. I don't know, what does that do? I mean, I'd have to go back and look. Where did we have him in?
Well, he's
battling with
Zen Mahalski for the right tackle.
Yeah.
Was he? Oh, that was the spot. And
they were doing a lot of, if you make a mistake, go run laps kind of thing. And we had that issue at the right tackle. It wasn't just if you had a false start or something. It was if you got beat a couple reps in a row, go fucking run a lap. and so I believe Michalski he was out last week with just getting a little, a ding, but Shabola has not really stepped up and taken that role. So as of right now, I think Michalski is the guy at right tackle, barring something drastic,
Well, and there's some strong talk that they're hoping to see, to get Michalski back, healthy, getting enough reps to find out, do they need to go to the portal this, in May, and get another right tackle, which is, it's kind of leaning that way with Shabola not really emerging, when Michalski, with him being limited. So I have a feeling that they're going to be looking to go look for another right tackle, just to, maybe they're not seeing what they were hoping to see by this point.
Oh,
so I think that's an avenue.
The chat is going on. Tyrone and then Paul, I really want to get to your question because that's a great question. Tyrone says, if you come to the Notre Dame game, the hotels are on him.
Okay.
Does that mean there are no good hotels in South Bend, or does that mean we're staying at Tyrone's house?
He's got a Groupon at the Super 8.
Tyrone, don't you group on me. I'm not staying at Motel 6.
He probably owns a hotel out there. I'll take you up. Take a dog on you, Tyrone. I'm coming.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We're in. We're in. We just got to figure out how we're going to stagecoach our way up there. Yes. All right, Tyrone, you're on. I'll tell my wife right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go inside. Hey, babe, Tyrone's got us in South Bend. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Tyrone's got us covered. So I'll be gone for a week. I'm gonna walk, maybe hitchhike. I don't know. All right, we're in, Tyrone. Paul back in here. Appreciate you, Paul. His question is a great one, and this is what a lot of people, especially Buckeye fans, are asking is, have they figured out what they're going to do with Sonny Styles? And I would say, Paul, I'm not sure. Right now, he's getting most of his reps at second team strong safety, so down in the box. At the bandit position behind Lathan Ransom. Like Jim Knowles has said, if you want to get first team reps, you want to earn those, you got to kick ass with the twos first. And I'm sure he's doing that, but they're trying to carve out a specific role like they did. Think back to the Georgia game, where Sonny was covering Darnell Washington till he got hurt. He had like a dozen snaps, and then Washington got hurt relatively early in the game. So who knows? That could have been more like 30 or 40 snaps if Washington stayed healthy. But Perry Eliano says that, they've created a streamlined position for him basically, and they want to utilize his abilities. I mean, the guy's what is he? 6'4", 222? Yeah, 6'4", 222. The guy and his speed and his athleticism is unmatched on that defense, in my opinion. So I think they're playing him as a Sam linebacker in like short yardage right now. So if you go right now, they run a 4-2-5. If they bring in Sonny, they're running more of a 4-3, where he's that strong side backer, and obviously plays the run if needed. But then if a tight end, comes out into a pass route, that's Sonny's guy. So and that's what he did against Wisconsin as well last year. If you remember, he was 17 years old starting against Wisconsin because we were down so many guys, but. Yeah, they have a situational role right now. Go ahead.
And I was just going to say that's the kind of ideal role that I foresee him filling. Even last year, I thought, going into that Georgia game, I thought, well, they got two great tight ends. One of them, that dude is a monster. We don't have any slot corners or anything that anybody can kind of match up with him. I was kind of hoping, to see Sonny Styles, that athletic and has got the reach to kind of battle with a guy that size. It's the role that we all anticipate him in being. I think it depends on the offenses and how game flow will determine his playing time, I guess. If they got him kind of fit for that role, he may not be able to service some other roles, this early in his career. So, game planning for different offenses will kind of determine his playing time from week to week. We might see him until, he goes 50, 60, 70 snaps in a game and has a player of the week game or type game. Then they're going to try to figure out to get him on the field all the time.
One point that Perry Eliano brought up the other day was he didn't have spring ball last year. Sonny didn't. He came into summer as a 17-year-old, and this is his first full spring. So he hasn't even been on campus for a full year yet.
Right.
I think that's a big deal to some degree.
Sure.
I mean,
sure it is.
Sure. I mean, he has all the athleticism and size that you might want, but it's just, not very harnessed and focused, right? So
yeah.
What do you think about Sonny and being a role player?
I think that, how big a fan I am of this guy. I think he's, probably the most exciting guy for me right now. Coming up in the prospect, I'm really excited about what JT might do this year, but I'm excited to see what this kid can do and just be that guy, end up being a top 10 pick in the league, that this dude's just everywhere doing everything. I think you might be right where he is this freak athlete that is kind of in between our safeties and our linebackers. And where does he fit? And is it more of a strategic role type of play for him? I don't know. I'm guessing they're probably struggling with that. He's not quite as good in coverage as Proctor, the other guy, but he's better at this. And then when they got him up close to the line, he's in crazy fast and can run anything down, but he can't really get off those guards some of these other guys. So, I guess that's what they're going through. But there's no way that this kid's not going to be on the field this year, I don't think, for a good portion of plays.
Yeah. I think he has to be more than a role player, man. I know that we got experienced guys with Proctor and Ransom, but I don't know, at some point the kid has to get on the field more than just on third and short.
Well, Joe, I think that's going to be on him. I think once he proves that, I think it's just a matter of him being able to prove it. They can't say for sure, oh yeah, by week 5, this guy's going to be making plays like an All-American. They're probably hoping and maybe, planning for that. Obviously they're hoping for him to develop that fast, but he is still finishing almost, he should be finishing up his track season of his senior year in high school right now.
Right.
And he's already played against Georgia in the national semifinal game last year. So I think they're probably being cautiously steady with him. They're expecting him, sure, they're going to give him this role. And then if he performs like they expect him to, I'm sure that role is going to expand. They're not going to say.
This is one of my frustrations with Ohio State coaches in general, and we've seen this over the years, is sitting the talent for the experienced guy, right? And the clock is ticking on the young guy. He didn't redshirt last year. His clock is ticking, and obviously he knows what it takes to get to the league. His dad is in his ear, and his dad's probably his biggest coach. So I think I'm getting to the point with Ohio State football now where I'm kind of tired of always playing the seniority and not playing the talent. I was okay with it at some points. I'm kind of getting sick of it because
I don't know, Joe. Do you think though, if we have struggles at one of the safety positions and those three guys back there continue to play the majority of the time, and Sonny Styles, when we do see him, is highly effective, but we don't see an expansion of his role, I don't picture that. I think they know what they have with him. I think they, I'm expecting our defense to change with the emergence of somebody like him in the defense. I mean, now if we like I said, if we get into week 4, 5, 6, and every time we see Sonny on the field, he's flashing and making plays, but yet we're still only seeing him at 20 snaps come mid-season. Well, yeah, I'm gonna be right there with you, but I'm gonna reserve that judgment until
I hate to see this kid as a junior.
I don't
getting
see
his
CJ
first time starting snaps, like as a starter every down. That sucks.
You're right.
Well,
it does.
but it just sucks for us because we're only going to get to see him play for a year. That's what sucks for us. But maybe he's bought in and he doesn't mind. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking 18. I just turned 18.
And I don't remember one time last year saying our linebackers are fucking killing us. Put CJ Hicks in and play the fucking talent. I didn't say that one time last year. So, but you
could say that about safeties.
Safeties made a lot of bad plays, and missed a lot of potential big plays.
So let's apples to apples this bitch.
I don't think right now that he could go out there and outplay Proctor or Ransom at the safety position to do everything that it needs to do. I don't think he has the experience to do what those guys are doing. And that's, I think, is the only thing probably keeping him off the field. Is those guys have done it. They've been in every situation. They know everything about it. This kid's 18. He's got all the ability in the world, but
and somebody like Proctor's 24. That's 6 years.
Right.
That's a big fucking difference. And just experience of football, just
like
an
an 18-year-old to a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Ransom's what, in his third or fourth year? Fourth year, right? It's Ransom's fourth year. He was redshirt. So so I mean, this is a lot more football. So they're gonna know more things as far as what keys to look for on when you're looking at your tight end or your slot guy or whoever you're reading in that defense. There's all the little things. Yeah, they're probably like, man, as soon as this kid figures it out, he's gonna be hard to handle. But he's not catching on to everything. And so they're able to make some plays that he's not able to make. I think they know what kind of talent they have. I don't anticipate our coaches and staff dealing with the missed opportunities or missed plays and and mistakes and not go to somebody that's maybe higher potential or higher talent wise. I don't think I don't see it. So I expect Sonny Styles, if our three safeties play like all Big Ten players, then yeah, his role won't be as big. But I think we will see him playing a lot of defense this year. I can't, injury aside, I can't imagine him not proving it. But if he doesn't develop, it might not be the coaches. It might just be his development, making too many mistakes.
Yeah.
Kind of why Tough Moreland was always the starter. Tough wasn't a good athlete, but he had the mental. He knew it so well. He could read it. He could get everybody lined up. And I'm guessing this young kid, again, there with reading it and knowing what to do and playing it right it's his thing right now, and just learning that process. Yeah, and you got to go through it, and like we beat to death, Ransom and Proctor have went through it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm pricing flights to Indianapolis right now from Tampa. Let you know what I find. Looks pretty good through Spirit Airlines, but you might have to wear some brass knuckles through security. They don't play. They don't fuck around. Spirit. You might have to fight another passenger. You may have to fight a hotel, a plane waitress. Who knows? Anyways, Tyrone had another question about the safeties. He said that he was told Carter was helped off the field with a knee injury and doesn't look good. Is that true? No. Like we mentioned off the top, he was back in uniform on Friday, doing individual stuff, was not doing team stuff. So as long as he's on 2 feet, I say that's a good thing, right? So yeah. I think Carter's going to be okay. And like Jim Knowles has said, that Carter could play all 3 safety positions. He's that headsy and that able body, which is a great thing. We need flexibility out of those guys.
Yeah, and I think Sonny is able to play more than one position as well. So I think there is a lot more flexibility there. But I don't know, they seem to be pretty happy with the 3 so far. So it'd be interesting to see in that spring game when you get some live one-on-ones, some live 50-50 balls. And I'm sure Hartline and Ryan Day are going to want to test, and Knowles is going to want them to test, those double moves up the seam and all that kind of stuff to test our safeties. So really looking forward for that. Looking forward to that.
Finding some good $400 ticket prices for Notre Dame and Ohio State. That's that would be in the end zone, lower deck. We're gonna have to talk to Tyrone about this and get some info on where is best. Might have to have Tyrone on the show actually to give us some insider info on what to do in South Bend and all the attractions, so to speak. Yeah, I know the co-eds are part of it, but hey, keep it clean. All right, let's talk a little recruiting real quick. We had a banner week in Columbus. James Peoples, Shawn alerted us last Sunday night about this time. James Peoples committed to the Buckeyes, 4-star running back out of Texas, San Antonio, and he has family from Youngstown and from Cleveland, so you got the Buckeye ties there. He's a military. He's a military brat. Dad's an Army guy. Very well spoken and very diligent type of family, I would call it, or maybe regimented or
like that
discipline and educated, which is great. No worries about this kid. He seems top drawer Davy Kleinfeld. Then Tuesday night, I think I was passing out, and then I got alerted that Mylan Graham, the 5-star wide receiver out of Indiana, committed to the Buckeyes. He had been a long time Buckeye lean, so no great surprise there. Fortunately, we beat out Purdue for Mylan Graham, and he is coming to Columbus. And then last night, Saturday night, we got Air Noland, the 4-star quarterback out of Georgia, the lefty, the hook, coming to Columbus. We beat out Texas A&M and Miami, apparently, and Clemson. Clemson thought last week that they were all like, they went heavy on him. Miami goes heavy on everybody and rarely gets anybody. So Buckeyes get their quarterback for this cycle. That's all they needed. A little earlier than normal, but we'll take it. They usually wait till, fall, really. That's when they got CJ. Like he didn't really commit until almost December. So
Devin Brown was late as well.
Yeah, Raiola was early.
Yeah. It didn't work out, did it?
Yeah.
Raiola.
He's a lefty, so that it looks weird to me. But he's the number 4 rated quarterback in the country. Good size to him.
Not quite, but close enough.
What was he rated?
He's like 12 or something.
8.
Doesn't matter.
I'm looking at it right now. The composite is 8.
Okay, I was heard number
composite.
4 by one service, but yeah, I mean, I guess they seem to be. They're not, they're not taking him and then looking somewhere else. Like he was one of the. So they must. I mean, they must have. I don't know. It seems like he just kind of. I don't know how long they've been working on it, but it seemed like
They
a
started
pretty
in
quick.
October,
Did they?
but went heavy in January. Ryan Day and Corey Dennis went down and watched him throw in January, but still did not offer him until he came to Columbus last week.
I love his name, man. That's a great quarterback name.
Yeah.
Air Noland.
Yeah, that's his middle name. Actually, his full name is Prentice Air Noland III. So the Air is actually his middle name.
Pan 3. I love it.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Pan.
Panny 3-6.
Yeah, he's like 6'3", 195. Had a weird final 7, which didn't even amount to anything. Clemson fans are all up in their feels all over social media, which is pretty awesome. Go check that out if you want to.
Always.
I don't agree with the comparison on his scouting report that he's a Michael Penix Jr. because he's a lefty. I mean, I know Michael Penix had a great year last year, but I think he's a little better. He threw for 73% completion last year as a junior, over 4,000 yards, 55 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, leading his team to a undefeated 15-0 record in Georgia 6A. That's top shelf, David Kleinfeld. So yeah, four picks in 15 games and going to and winning a state title. I'll take that. He's huge. And Mylan Graham is no joke. Honestly, going back to James Peoples, I know it's old news because it was a week ago, but I really like Mylan Graham. This guy's change of direction and his burst off the line of scrimmage is unmatched. He's like a Chris Olave, smooth as silk kind of guy. Have you guys seen any of these guys?
No, I haven't seen anything on that Mylan Graham. I was kind of surprised at the offer list, though. I mean, a 5-star is a 5-star. He wasn't like a mid-4 that then then committed to us and then got bumped. He was a 5-star in Indianapolis, right? Or was it Fort Wayne? Anyways,
New Haven. He's from New Haven. I don't know where that is.
I think that's more Indianapolis area. But I mean, I was surprised at the offer list. Like, Purdue was up there, but there weren't a lot of other big schools. Not even your Penn State or any other big school from the Midwest. But
Bama and Auburn offered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and in the quarterback thing too. Bama was mentioned in there, but who knows? A 5-star receivers. If Hartline takes him, I consider that guy's what we need.
And we were first in on him at a camp last June in Columbus.
See, that
Hartline was the first D1 school anyway.
Getting that commitment and getting that relationship early. That's why he's one of the best. That's why Hartline's one of the best. So, if I don't even need to see tape on receivers. If Hartline says, yeah, he's a 5-star and he's with us, good enough for me. He's that dude that's built up so much goodwill.
Mylan Graham, he got an offer from everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. It wasn't okay.
I mean, Michigan, Notre Dame, Penn State.
I guess maybe he wasn't really serious on them. Maybe he was a little more serious on Purdue because of the academically or the engineering or something like that.
Well, it's local.
Home cooking, and
yep.
That never hurts.
Yeah, so I'm pumped about all these recruits. I don't see a downside. Air Noland, actually, the guy has an awesome personality, super smart. I would expect nothing less from a Ryan Day hand-picked quarterback. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. So I feel really good about this guy. I have in the past talked shit about left-handed quarterbacks. So, but I am willing to give this kid his time, let him go through his progression as a quarterback and see what happens. I mean, my main concern was changing like the offensive line where you got to flip the tackles. Like your right tackle has to suddenly be your best tackle. I was concerned about that changing the offense a bit. And maybe
I was thinking about that today too.
Your strong side receivers have to be on the left versus the right, because obviously as the left is the first place he looks coming out of his back pedal. So little things. I'm sure that Ryan Day has seen it all before, so I'm not too concerned.
I'm guessing that this Air Noland is probably underrated, because I think or at least with Ryan Day, I think for Ryan Day to go out there and take a left-handed quarterback, he's got to be so freaking good. He's got to be so impressed with this kid.
Exactly.
That, so yeah, to me, that's really exciting. And this dude could be.
I kind of want to know why such the delay in the offer for the scholarship.
Well, the reason
that makes me think that
because
we're holding on for looking for someone else too. Like we had a couple guys in mind.
I got you.
Okay.
So they had seen him play in the state championship last fall. Ryan Day and I believe Corey Dennis both, and then they both saw him throw back in January. So they made the trip south, where he had not been to campus once, and he finally made that trip last weekend. They were like, "We're serious about you. We need to see that you're serious about us," right? So
I got you. I got it.
I think that was
it lines up. It lines up. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if they're really going to take you seriously and throw you an offer where a committable offer at that, they want to make sure you come up and see the campus, because what happens if they throw you an offer and the kid's like, yeah, I'm committed. And all of a sudden he gets on campus for the first time and he's like, oh, this sucks. And he decommits. They're trying to probably avoid a Dylan Raiola situation again.
And I was just gonna, as you were explaining that, Joe, I was just gonna say, like, wait, since they got burned by Raiola earlier in the cycle, it makes total sense. They said, look, we're not throwing out more offers. We're not taking guys.
We're running out of options. We're running out of dudes.
And like a running back like JK or somebody like that commits without seeing the campus, you take them because the talent. But Ryan Day with a quarterback, I'm sure he's gonna. No, I wanted that quarterback to sit I want to look at him in his eyes, in my office when he's here, seeing the facility, and then look at him and make sure.
You want to see if he jives with everybody on campus,
of course,
and the team most of all. Like, are they going to accept him into the brotherhood?
Yeah. It makes sense the way you lay it out. I guess I didn't realize today I'd make two other trips down to see him.
And that was his first and only visit.
The lefty quarterback is going to be, the last one I remember was Belisari. Or some people call him Belisari. But those are some rough years and some rough quarterback play. So I guess that's what I have in the back of my head when I think of lefties.
I know. We don't have a great history of left-handed QBs, that's for sure.
And honestly, I don't remember I don't remember one before him. Going back to 85 is about as far as I can go. But like you said, we these coaches, if this is their guy and they're putting all their all the eggs.
I think Bowserman was left-handed, right?
No.
You sure?
I'm positive. Joey,
I've seen his pass chart. It looks like he might have been left-handed.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm not sure. He was throwing with his right arm. That's all I do know that. He was throwing
might have been bad coaching. Bowserman, legend at bat.
But hey, I mean, just like receivers, like if Ryan Day picks a quarterback, we have to trust that he's found a guy, right? we have nothing. We have no reason to doubt. Like, oh, we don't know. Oh, just he's lefty. He's not going to be able to work out. And I don't think they're going to alter. They're not going to switch their best lineman to right tackle. If they get a 5-star left tackle, he's going to play left. Maybe left guard first and then left tackle. But he's not going to go to right tackle. They'll figure it out. I don't even know who are. Jerry. He'll be throwing to Jeremiah Smith and whoever else of these freshmen, Carnell Tate and all these guys.
Yeah. So we got
nice to have him in.
Yeah.
He's going to recruit for us too. He said he wants to recruit for us too.
Oh yeah, we're not done. We're not done at all with the booms. The booms are going to keep coming this week. It's about time we flip it over and get somebody on the defense. I would like. You guys know how I feel. If you listen to the daily shows that I do, you know that I am staunchly concerned about the lopsided roster right now, very heavily in favor of the offense. Huge concern. Talked about this. I'm probably gonna have to do another episode to reiterate my point. And the recruiting right now is just a reflection of that. All offense.
Yeah.
So we got to get into these coaching staff grades before the night gets away from us. We'll talk offense versus defense roster and recruiting soon. I'm almost positive we're going to get a defensive commit this coming week, but let's see, Tuesday I'll be doing a recruiting update podcast. So on the Daily Blitz. So check it out. Subscribe here, please. So let's talk coaching staff. Each position coach, we're going to grade them out one by one, A through F, and we'll do Ryan Day last. So let's start off with the offense and Brian Hartline, since he is offensive coordinator now / receivers coach. Let's go A through F. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, Joe. I just want to figure out. I just want to get a clarification. We talking total time on the job of a grade so far in their tenure as their coaching term, or just currently, like in the past year? I mean, what's the grading scale?
This is how you grade them as a position coach.
Currently, total.
What they've done. It has to be. I think if you guys have any other variables, please let me know. But I think development as a coach, meaning taking a raw talent as a soft freshman and then building him into a possible NFL talent, or at least getting the most out of him, and then recruiting, obviously bringing in those high level guys.
Yep.
I think those are your variables. If there's anything else you want to include, go ahead and toss it in the pot and we'll consider it.
Okay.
So, let's go ahead with Brian Hartline, Jeff, wide receivers coach and new offensive coordinator.
The highest A you can give a man. A+, A+.
You got it. Just 1+.
Yeah. I mean, he's acing the course, man. He's doing it better than anybody in the country. There's not a better position coach in the country as far as accumulating the talent, developing it, and it's showing at the next level. I mean, he's got at every phase. It's coming almost at every cycle. Had a little fall off 2 years ago, not with just missing the absolute high end, but he's bookended that year with #1 receivers in the country. So highest grade you can give him. I don't see how anybody could go anything different. Shawn, what do you think?
As wide receivers coach, I'm with you, A+. Offensive coordinator, I'm gonna go B+.
I'll go incomplete.
Right?
I mean, he hasn't done a game yet.
Exactly. So I think, but it's a concern of mine that's not his wheelhouse, and that's fine if it's not. I mean, but again, coaching wide receivers, no one's been better recently. I mean, ever. I mean, who do you know in your head that's been a better wide receivers coach anywhere at any time than Brian Hartline.
No, that's it. You don't know it. You don't hear of wide receiver coaches because they don't do the shit he's doing.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm with you. I just we'll see on the offensive coordinator and how that all goes.
Okay. I'm going to go A for Brian Hartline. I'm not giving him 5 stars across the board because this is why. Because this is Ryan Day's offense. It is very quarterback and receiver friendly. It's basically a 7-on-7 type of offense. And I think it's easier. I'm not saying easier to recruit to this offense. I'm not saying Hartline is a slapdick and doesn't know his shit and is not a closer, but I will say this offense is very, very, very attractive to receivers and quarterbacks.
Okay. So if in 2 years Kojo Antwi as a first round pick and then makes all rookie team in the NFL, would you give him an A+ then?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If he turns in any of these second year wide receivers into first round talents, that is above and beyond the Call of Duty.
In 2 years or in next year, Caleb Brown will have the impact.
I mean, I just don't see how you, with the recruiting that he's done though. I mean, you can't get everybody. And this guy, I get it that this is a fun offense, and why wouldn't he come to Ohio State to be wide receiver? But there's a lot of other fun offenses out there as well. And it's Ohio State's not the only game in town for these kids.
Sure.
And especially the down south kids that are coming, they have to pass, 15 SEC schools on the way to us. When they can honestly say we're the best conference. You want to play against the best, we're the best. That's their biggest selling.
Receivers actually transferring out of Georgia, so I don't think that's an attractive offense for a receiver.
Their offense, their OC left and went to Baltimore too.
But not just that, but we've seen them transfer out like multiple over the last couple of years. So I wouldn't say all SEC teams are receiver friendly. That's why
no.
This offense is specific.
You're right. We do have more.
But Bama does a nice job, and Ole Miss and Texas wants to throw it around. They can't, but Oklahoma was a problem with getting some of these guys. Your Florida teams always want to sling it.
But again, no consistency in coaching staffs there. In all those schools you just mentioned, Ole Miss.
I know, and that's what's scary to me. What's scary is USC.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Sure.
And actually, Clemson is a concern from a recruiting point of view and an offensive point of view, because they got Lincoln Riley's little brother, and he's supposed to be an offensive guru. Let's see. But as of right now, this offense is very, very quarterback and receiver friendly. And that leads us right into Urban Meyer's son-in-law, Corey Dennis, also known as the quarterback's coach. Quietly been the quarterback's coach. Jeff, where do you got Mr. Corey Meyer?
Mr. Corey Meyer. Yeah, I bet he loves hearing that. And I bet you're not the first person to call him that. I gotta give him an A. I'll give him an A-. He's, we can all say like, well, what has Corey Dennis done? Well, he hasn't done anything to fuck up the position he has. He hasn't
broken shit.
Ryan Day. Okay, Ryan Day might be the better developer of quarterbacks, and but you can't argue the fact that he makes a really good impression in recruiting. He puts in the work. Like nobody's ever doubted any of his effort, or he's coasting by because of who people he knows or how he got his job or whatever. From all accounts, he's a fucking grinder. He makes great relationships with young kids, and he's doing his job. And Ryan Day's keeping him at his position. through the third. This now would be the third starting quarterback he's worked with. If he wasn't cutting it, I would think Ryan Day would see it, and he would be finding someone else. Another quarterback guru somewhere in the country. We would go out and find the best. But he's stuck around. He seems to be doing this thing, and a lot of times it's Ryan Day coming in to finish on these recruits. But Corey Dennis is the one that's making the relationships, doing the extra traveling, building that relationship.
Yeah. Like Lincoln Kiles, he's the one that had to go to South Dakota and shit.
But I mean, but he's not failing. He's not struggling. We see CJ Stroud and Justin Fields doing, shit that can make them the number one pick in the draft. I
feel like he's Ryan Day's intern. Shawn, what do you think?
I think he has a little more input than that, though. I think he actually is earning his. I don't know. I think he's a little more than that.
Yeah, I'll go with the solid B for Corey Dennis. I think Corey Dennis is in a nice spot, man. I mean, this guy, I don't know, intern. That sounds a little bit degrading, but I feel like his job's the safest on the team. And he does a really good job, like you said, the relationships and I mean, pretty much his quarterbacks. What happens to them? They all get invited to Chicago. That's what happens to them, or to New York rather. They get invited to New York rather for the Heisman. So I mean, the guys that he's got, it is Ryan Day's kind of deal, and Ryan Day's in there helping, but Corey Dennis you don't hear about him, and all the guys get lined up for the Heisman. Part of that's the offense or whatnot, but to me, it's a really safe spot that he's got Hartline, and Ryan Day will take more of the heat than he will, even if those guys don't perform. So he's got a nice little cottage industry carved out for himself there.
Oh, he was handed that job. I'm going B-. He's done nothing to impress me other than keep the footballs inflated. Really? He puts those nets up, which is pretty awesome.
Joe.
I have not seen or heard any story that says this guy went to Ohio State because of Corey Dennis. It's always this guy went to Ohio State because of Ryan Day or Brian Hart.
I don't know. I think you hear these. I think you hear when you hear the quarterbacks that are there talk about him, Dennis is their guy.
Yeah, somebody has to turn on the lights in off hours when they need to get in there and throw.
Come on, Joe. Come on.
I don't know where you're getting.
I can't bang on Herb's fucking son-in-law. Come on.
Well, not just for that fact.
It's right there.
Well, we'll bang on him if he's doing a shitty job, but that isn't the case.
Hey, I'm going to read this.
You can't say that.
Joe, I'm going to read this real quick.
Quarterbacks all go to fucking New York for the Heisman. How's he not doing a fucking amazing job?
His quarterbacks do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, hey, this is a quote after his recruitment. Air Noland, this is his quote. Calls Ryan Day, Corey Dennis, and Brian Hartline a three-headed snake. He said all three of them, as well as his high school teammate Jelani Thurman, played a big part in his decision to become a Buckeye. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, we see how Air Noland won the state title. He was throwing the ball to fucking Jelani Thurman, who nobody can cover because he's a fucking alien. But he mentioned Corey Dennis with Hartline and Day. Do you think he's just placating Dennis to make sure he doesn't leave him out? Oh. I'm sure Dennis probably formed that relationship with him.
Wi-Fi.
I don't know why. Okay.
Wi-Fi is fucking up. You still got me?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
All right.
I just, you're taking your frustration of Urban out on Dennis.
I don't have any frustration about Urban. I just think he was handed a job, and I have not seen anything or heard anything impressive about him.
Well, Ryan Day doesn't owe Urban Meyer anything at this point. So why would he keep him around? Why would he keep him around if he was just I promised Urban I'd keep him on the payroll. No. No.
He probably works long hours, which all coaches have to do. That's a bare minimum. And I just don't see a lot. Maybe he just is one of those people that works behind the scenes that we don't ever hear from. Maybe that's it.
Shawn's,
All right, let's talk
Shawn's,
running backs.
Let's talk
Running backs. Tony Alford, apparently every other year can't recruit for shit if you listen to social media. Running backs coach, Jeff, Tony Alford.
Phew. B plus. The only thing that keeps him, I think, B plus, because I mean he develops running backs, puts them in the NFL. B plus. It's the reason it's not an A is because we go through years where we're in good shape for the top three of the top 5 in the nation. We're in good shape, good relationship, visiting back and forth, blah blah blah. All of a sudden, decommit gone, or just gone. Just leaving at the last minute, taking another school. So he can't close a deal on everyone, but he got J.K. Dobbins to commit without seeing the campus. Trey Henderson, I think, was the same case because it was that COVID year where he wasn't playing. So I'm not sure Trey Henderson saw the campus before. He developed Mayan Williams. Mike Weber was a solid running back. And he even, I don't know how much, I think Urban was more on the Zeke recruitment, but Alfred definitely had a big role in his development. So I think
he's until 2015, I believe.
Was it 12? Okay, so so Zeke's last year. Okay. A B plus. I mean, running back hasn't been a weak spot on our team. It hasn't hurt us in games. We have and right now currently, we're looking at probably the best running back depth we've had in a decade. Maybe even longer if you try to go back and look at year by year. But the talent 1 through 5 is pretty outstanding. I mean, any of those 5 can be starting running backs in college football.
Go ahead, Shawn.
I'll go with a B. The B's basically it is. The room is absolutely loaded right now. Again, we may see some transfers out because not enough balls to go around. You're probably going to see departure of Williams, Trayanum, and Henderson next year. Hopefully, Pryor or Hayden doesn't transfer out. Problem that he gets the B for is there's nobody in that 2023 Scally role. We needed a guy there, and it's so thin. So coming into next year, this kid that we just got, who appears to be the guy, James Peoples, another Texas running back who doesn't love that. I hope he can come in and play, because we're gonna be as deep as we are right now, and how excited we are about this room this year. We could be thinking, oh shit, next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go A minus. Actually, I was flirting with a B plus, but mainly because of the 2 classes, 2019 and 2023, where we got 0 running backs due to decommitments. Not because that's what I kept Alford not doing his job. Dude just pulled the ripcord for other reasons. The Bijan Robinson thing was a family choice, not his choice. They wanted him to be closer to Arizona, so that's why he went to Texas. Jalen Knighton, just a moron that thought that he should stay in Florida, and he ended up transferring twice, and I'm not sure he's played more than a couple of games here and there. I believe he's still at Miami, but who knows? Could be in the portal.
Is he? I've not heard
he's
one bit of him.
Sparingly, like minimally, and obviously hasn't gotten any development that he would have gotten at Ohio State. So the other thing is the Mark Fletcher decommit last year, flipped to Miami. I'm sure he's happy about that. But he
playing behind
Alford can recruit. I'm tired of the social media loudmouths. It's the vocal minority always, that really gets their dander up and say that somebody can't recruit when actually he can. And we may not for sure. We may take in 3 running backs in this 24 class. Definitely got 2. Got Peoples, and then Sam Williams Dixon, the local guy just from Millersburg. We all know Millersburg, been well storied, the program there. And he's transferred down to Pick Central in the Columbus area. So he's stepped his game up. He's definitely going to get a bump in his ratings. He's just badly underrated right now at a 3-star. So those are 2 running backs.
Is he committed yet though, Joe? I mean, I know
not officially, but I think they're kind of slow playing him.
They think it's a given. So
yeah,
I would just hate to dick around and then lose another guy, to somebody that can promise him a starting role.
Right.
Lower level Big Ten or something. But yeah, you're right. He's a good number 2. But yeah, Alfred can really show off, big swinging dick if he pulls 3, frontline running backs to replenish what we're going to lose.
Right.
But yeah, he's
still working on some national guys, so the local guys are locked up, in my opinion. But let's get on to Justin Fry, O-line. Let's go, Jeff. What do you got for Justin Fry, O-line coach?
O-line. Justin Fry has been there. This is his second season?
This is starting his second. He's been there a year.
So I can't really. You can't give him. You can't knock the low grade on recruiting fully on him, but it has to go to somebody. So I'm saying maybe a C right now, because we're looking at having to go in to get a right tackle in May prior to a season where we have a national championship level team, but we don't know if we have a right tackle that can start in the Big Ten.
Right.
It's only a second year, so we can't. Stadora, he fucking gets a D. So we'll give him a C+. We'll give Fry a C+. This year's going to make or break his tenure at Ohio State. I think if he can show some development from prior, in the center position and everything. So
yeah, he's working.
It can't be too high right now.
Go ahead, Shawn.
Shawn, you there, bud?
Yeah. I'll give Fry a C. Sorry, I had you guys on mute.
No, you had yourself on mute.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's Shawn's world. We're on mute.
That's right. Also, C for Fry. Why not? I don't know this guy, but he's
exactly.
What do we do offensive? He's associate head coach for the offense. He's a run game coordinator. He's the offensive line coach, and I don't know. Right now, I'm really concerned with his position. So yeah, I'm going to keep him at a C right now, and by the end of this year, he's either going to go down quickly or up. I don't think he's going to stay a C. That's kind of just my starting point for him going into this. But to me, his position's a question mark. If he can shore that up and that O-line can be a typical Ohio State O-line, then I'm all in on the guy.
Yeah, Shawn nailed it. This is a big moving year for him. It's a big moving year.
Yeah, it'll be his second year. I'm going B+ because of what he's done with very little to work with. Going back to Coach Stud, I know Fostoria guy, hate to shit on Fostoria, Coach Stud being a Fostoria guy, but he did not recruit for shit unless he was told to. Like Urban Meyer had to tell him to go out to California and wait outside of what's his name's house, to make sure he didn't take any visitors from USC. So
Wyatt Davis.
Yes, thank you. So And if you look at the rest of like the 2020 class and even 2021, except for Donovan Jackson, they're all like local guys that you could get in a car and drive to within a couple hours.
That's exactly the problem. We have all those projects, those 3-star
national
projects.
guys.
And then we're looking at, oh shit, after the spring here, before, over the summer, we're gonna have to get a guy to play right tackle for us. Yeah. Because there's too many project guys and none of them are been developed enough. We can't, like I said, we can't blame it all on Justin Fry. So it's kind of an incomplete grade. This year's going to tell us a lot about what Justin Fry is doing for our program. I think,
I think
just seeing that old line develop.
I think you can attribute some of Paris Johnson and DeJuan Jones's development this past year. So calendar year, let's see, 14 months, his last 14 months as offensive line coach, he helped Paris Johnson become one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
And DeJuan Jones, a guy that was just a big fucking athletic basketball player, become a late first, second round guy. And then he closed in recruiting. We got to keep recruiting in mind when we're talking about these guys. He finished up Luke Montgomery out of Findlay, Austin Severell, Josh Padilla, those local guys. So, and he's already got 4 commits in the 24 class, all local, like Ohio and Indiana guys that are highly rated though, not 2- and 3-star projects or unrated projects. These guys are 4 stars.
They're 4 stars, right? But they're not those top 5, top 10 in the country guys. But they're top guys in the area.
He's going to bring in 6 in this class, and now he can go big game fishing he's got Jordan Seaton over in DC, a high 4-star. They got Brandon Baker out in Cali at Mater Dei. We still have to crack that Mater Dei wall. We haven't gotten a player out of there yet. So these are guys he can go after now that he's got his core, Midwest guys in place. So this is going to be a great year for Justin Fry going forward. I just hope we can keep him around, honestly.
Well, I doubt you're going to be able to. I mean, this guy is a coaching veteran, was the offensive coordinator at a Power 5 program, is now, run game coordinator, associate head coach. Justin Fry is in on the conversation, and so, when Justin Fry has a good year, hopefully he's around for a couple years, but Justin Fry is going to go get a big time role as either an offensive coordinator at a big time program or
head coach at
a decent program.
Hey, but at the same time, though, look at that fucking paycheck he's getting. Nice little bump he got this year from last year. Right. There's a lot of positions in the country that he's not going to be able to make that money, even if he has a better title. That's also, what I mean? It's money's one thing, power is another. Success.
Right, we gotta pick it up here. We got the entire defense to go yet.
Oh, let's go. Real quick.
Let's go. Jim Knowles, defensive coordinator. Jeff.
C. Solid C. Show me something. You got your 1 year.
Saying yes.
No. no bueno.
C.
C. Letter C. Letter C. Average. Show me more.
Yeah.
Show me more.
Okay,
we brought you in like the genius. Show me more.
I'll give Jim Knowles a B. I think we brought him in here. We were in complete shambles. I think we're better. Still work to do, but to me, Jim Knowles, I believe everything's trending in the right direction. And if you single out the linebacker play, I think our linebackers last year played better than our linebackers have in a number of years. So I give Jim a strong B, and I like the guy. I think he's getting there.
Yeah. I don't judge our linebacker play by how this guy is coaching. I will say that giving up 31 points to Penn State, 45 to Michigan, and 42 to Georgia is not getting the job done. Realize it's his first year with the offense. So let me run through some quick stats. I promise this will be fast. These are 21 to 22, 2022 to 2021 stats, okay? We're going opponent yards per play. 2021, 5.1. 2022, 5.0. Minimal gain. Opponent points per game. 2021, 22.8. 2022, 17th and 21 points per game. So slightly better. Points per play, let's skip that. That's a dork stat. Red zone scores per game. Big leap here. In 2021, 2.8 red zone scores. 2022, 2.1. That is a jump from 54th to 9th. Rushing yards per game. 2021, they gave up 127.8 yards per game on the ground. 2022, 121.1 yards per game on the ground, a difference of 24th to 23rd. Not much movement there. Passing yards per game, this is the big leap. 2021, they gave up 246 yards per game in the air. 2022, 200.5 yards per game in the air. So some improvements there, some stagnation, I guess you could call it. I'm going B minus. Again, too many points given up to the three best closest match teams to the Buckeyes in Penn State, Michigan, and Georgia. So we need vast improvement still. And using Jack Sawyer as the jack position was a crime against Jack Sawyer. I would file charges if I were him. Let's go to Larry Johnson, D-line coach. Jeff, what do you got? Jeff, what do you got?
Sorry, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know,
mute button is a challenge.
I go back and forth because the recruiting hasn't been there as far as that top level, but we got kind of spoiled there for a while getting the top guy. Even though none of those guys were rated as the top edge rusher, either Bosa or Chase Young. None of them were the number one in the country. But the recruiting and the development seems to have dropped off, where we didn't have that. Oh, we don't have a top 5 pick at DN. What's going on? He bounced back though with getting Sawyer and JT in the same year. I got to think. I don't know. I want to say A. I'm just gonna say solid A. Solid A.
Okay. Shawn, what do you got for Coach J?
I'm just so plain. I'm gonna go with a B here too. Nothing to do with he's got a solid room, but to Jeff's point, we were always, the top 5 guys, we're gonna be in hard for 2 of them, and I feel like those are getting a little fewer and farther between. I think his age is getting up there, and not that he can't do it or whatever, but the rumors fly, and I just, the bullshit. So I know we're bringing in that one guy who's hopefully heir apparent to the D line to coach that up. But yeah, right now I'm going to go with a B, and I love the guy, Hall of Famer, all world, all timer, but not great right now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Shawn. I'm going B minus because of the recruiting misses mostly. Nobody can argue with his development, his coaching. Once you get the guys on campus, that's been the challenge, is consistently getting the guys on campus. We were in on 3 5-stars last year, and because the way Larry plays it, he waits until their senior years to really start looking at them. And probably not a big fan of traveling at his age, I'd imagine. not going to be visiting a lot of high schools down south, which is where down south and out west, where the big 3 5-stars were in that 2023 class. And they all went elsewhere. Now, NIL was definitely involved, but when you're late to the party, sometimes it screws you, all the chicks are gone.
Joe, I'd like to, and you're right. I'll say I misspoke, honestly, with giving him an A. I will go with the B, from a 94 maybe to an 84, for those exact same reasons. Keon Keeley seemed like it was a done deal. But just you're right. A lot of misses. And we don't know what those misses are from.
I had 2 guys within an hour drive of me that were 5-star DNs that ended up going elsewhere.
Those misses in the last couple of years. Now we might potentially have 4 great ones with us, with Kenyatta, Caden, and Jack and JT. After next year, we might have JT as a top 4 or 5 pick. Story might be a first rounder, and then we might be looking at, Joe Glatt saying on the broadcast, this Kenyatta Jackson, he's the next Chase Young. We might be hearing all that this year. So this grade could easily go back up, maybe in LJ's twilight here, but there's been a lot of misses. You're right. So the development seems to be there, though. This year will be big.
Right. Let's keep it moving. Got to get through this. It's 9:24. Tim Walton, Jeff, cornerbacks.
C-. Okay. C-. These guys have not. They're not trustworthy. I don't know. It's not all him, because he's a really, really new quarterback or coach in the program. C- right now.
Okay.
Show me something. Big prove it year.
All right, Shawn. Tim Walton, cornerbacks coach.
Yeah, I'll give him a C. I don't think our corner play was too great last year, even though you threw that stat out that said we dropped about like 40 yards a game on pass yards allowed. So maybe he's doing a little better than I thought. It seems that he doesn't in those big games. So cornerbacks to me have been a bit inconsistent. I think his room is set right now. I think he's got four kids that can play. So I hope he'll do well, and I hope it wasn't you got Knowles in here, and it's all new, and I don't know how different it is for those corners and safeties all to work together, but see anyway. That's what I'm going with.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm going B- because I think injuries really killed that room last year. And I believe that he's doing a good job recruiting. Tim Walton is. He's got, I think he kind of filtered out J.K. Johnson and then Jalen Johnson. And then he brought in Calvin Simpson-Hunt and Jermaine Matthews. I really like those guys. Did lose signing day flip last year. K.N. Lee flipped to Auburn. I'm sure that was NIL approved. So not necessarily his fault there, but I think Tim Walton is on his way up. I think he's got an upward trajectory, and it's just a matter of keeping that room healthy, just like Tony Alford was decimated with injuries last year, made the best of it, had to start a freshman when he didn't want to. Same with Tim Walton last year. He had to start fucking freshman against Wisconsin last year. He had to start Jair Brown and was it J.K. Johnson at the corners because Cam Brown and Denzel Burke were both out. So
yeah,
not saying
and
that Wisconsin's going to go up top on you every down, but still you're starting like true fucking freshmen. So injuries decimated that room again. So that's why I'm going B-. Recruiting is really on an upswing at the corner position. Just wait till these 24 commits come in.
Well, that's my big concern is, okay, the recruiting and you like Simpson, Hunt, and Matthews, but where's, like you said, our class coming up, we got 11 dudes. Is one of them defense or something like that, or 9 dudes and one of them's defense? Yeah. So I want to see some more. I need to see some commits.
We're in on 2 big time corners that are top 150 in the country. Aaron Scott from Springfield, and then Bryce West from Cleveland Glenville. So,
well, we better not lose a Glenville or a Springfield kid.
No,
but
no,
where's
exactly.
the fucking?
If we lose either one of those,
where's the Okuda from Central Texas? That's a number 3 corner.
Calvin Simpson Hunt is a Texas guy. He's not on campus yet.
Right.
But
we're not getting those that Jaheim Singletary and all those guys.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up, guys. I can't be up all night. It's fucking 9:30 already. Perry Eliano, safeties. Jeff, go quick.
C.
All right.
Go ahead, Shawn.
Enough. Shawn.
Yeah,
safeties.
C.
Got it.
And you got to figure out a way to get my boy on the field.
Yeah. I'm going C- because of the horrific play by Lathan Ransom, Cam Martinez last year. We got schemed up, and I blame the safeties coach on that. Also the defensive coordinator. But recruiting is on an uptick, and we'll see what happens there. Let's go. The most important position on the field, in my opinion, Parker Fleming, special teams coordinator. Jeff.
I don't know. We got a new kicker going in this year. I don't even know what the punting situation's like. I don't know. We weren't that bad last year, aside from missing the one against Georgia. I don't know. B.
Okay.
I mean, we're not.
What about those multiple botched punts?
The fake
in
punt
key games.
I'm not totally blaming the coach there because against Georgia. I think that was just a matter of a guy getting the timeout called. I don't know. I don't know enough about the situations in depth to say that it was a lack of performance on the coaching. So I really don't have much to give him. I don't have I'll give him a B. But
Shawn.
Yeah, I'll go middle of the road C. We're usually pretty steady there. It's usually where we find a lot of our up and coming players where they make a name. So I like the special teams in and of itself. But obviously with the missed field goals, some of the botched you were mentioning punts and fakes and doing stupid things. Again, I don't know what that in depth, but yeah, I just the Jim Tressel. You don't want to have to know about these guys. Just do your job every time, and that's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going D. D is for bad. I will
Dicking on him.
Whatever. So what kept it from being an F is Lathan Ransom's 2 block punts in the air. The rest sucked. No good punt returner, no good kick returner. Again, you fucked up the biggest fake punts of the year. We had against Maryland, we had a blocked extra point returned for 2 points that made it a 1-score game late. Special teams sucks. I said it. Sucks. You're lucky I gave you a D, Parker. Fucking Parker. All right, let's go. Ryan Day, head coach. Feel free. Jeff.
B+. No, B-.
No. Okay.
B-. All this fucking talent in the world. All the talent you accumulate, and we talk a lot about it, and it goes over Twitter and boom this and boom that. You lost to our fucking rival 2 times in a row when you had NFL star quarterback potential, under center. B-.
Got it. Shawn.
I'll go B+. Because that to me is the only knock on Ryan Day is losing those games against Michigan. But it's gonna happen. You're not gonna go undefeated.
It's a big knock
against
though.
Michigan.
It's a big fucking knock. You get paid a lot of money when you take that B plus
legit
or B minus.
Yeah, I mean it's serious, but I'm in the huge fan of Ryan Day camp, and the stuff that swirls around, Ryan Day, after we lost that second one, and is he the right guy, this and that. I think that's way too premature. I'm still a big Ryan Day fan. And I think he's done a good job again, other than those two games, which are obviously pretty critical. But we'll see moving forward. He obviously has to get it done. 1-3 is the head coach against those guys right now. 2-2 really, if you consider the year before when Myers last year when he took the helm. So we'll see, and his work's going to be cut out for him this year. Michigan's going to be loaded and in Ann Arbor.
Right. I'm going A minus. The guy is 45-5 in 4 seasons.
That's not bad.
Tough changes when they had to be made multiple times to the defensive staff, especially. He gave up play calling, apparently, going forward. Recruiting has maintained an elite, super high level when you go average per player ranking. And that is all I judge recruiting by, because not everybody gets to bring in 30 dudes per class. So you can't go by total points. Going back to 2019, number 3, 2020, number 5, 2021, number 2, they were 0.02 average per player ranking composite behind Bama at number 1. That was 2021, just 2 years ago. 2022, they were number 3. 2023, they were number 3. And we're sitting at number 2 right now. And that's average per player ranking. That's key. You guys got to pay attention to that shit, not total points. So recruiting, like I said, maintain a high level. I'm going A minus. Dude is not going to be Urban Meyer ever, ever, ever. People cannot compare him to the previous coach. You can't do that. It's not fair, and it's not even going to be accurate, because this is a completely different team, not just in the offense,
I frankly
but defense, everything.
I like Ryan Day better than I like Urban Meyer.
Okay, good. I agree. Yeah, I mean, the strikes against him obviously are the losses, the key losses. We haven't lost to Iowa or fucking Purdue yet, though. I will say that. That's something. So,
yeah, but do you want?
That's it.
All right,
quick, go.
I'll say, do you want Ryan Day against Purdue, or do you want fucking Urban Meyer against Oklahoma?
Right.
Or put in big name team, Alabama, Oregon.
Urban Meyer lost at home to Oklahoma.
The greatest quarterback performance we've ever seen, I think, in the horseshoe. I put Baker Mayfield's game in a horseshoe against any other quarterback in the last 20 years against us in the horseshoe. Right. I'm just saying, yeah, Urban's a better big game. I think Urban's a better big game coach. But we don't lose the bullshit, the head scratchers, like, how the fuck did this team not show up ready to play? Or like have a complete mental breakdown in 2015 against Michigan State. We don't have those with Ryan Day. I'm just giving you the alternative.
3 picks.
I'm just giving you the alternative. I'm not saying one or the other.
Right. All right.
That's all.
Good show, boys. Appreciate you guys. Everybody in the chat, thank you. Paul.
Tyrone, we're finding you.
Yep, Tyrone.
Happy Easter.
We're coming up to Indiana. So put out the best china and polish up the silverware. I'll be bringing the steaks and the bourbon, and we'll do it. I love it. All right. Appreciate everybody. Thank you. Have a great week. Don't forget, like and subscribe, please. I would greatly appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week. And don't forget, Daily Blitz, subscribe to the channel, get my daily blitz. We're doing recruiting on Tuesday. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.